Hello, this is introducing the new Snowglobe and Bauble dies by Threaders for Crafters Companion. We have 5 beautiful designs here and a basic design. I'll show you those all in more detail soon. These are the thicker metal dies, so they're going to be cutting anything from leather through down to organza and probably mount board, or I know mount board, down to the soft tissue paper, so everything in between. So they're going to be very, very useful, creating multiple layers, multiple designs, and making your crafting really, really easy and quick, especially around Christmas time when we seem to never have enough time. I'm going to show you the design board now with the designs actually cut out in felt. So I'm going to pop these down. I'll show you those in more detail shortly. So this is the design board. Now can you see how beautiful these designs are? These are cut out in felt, but you could cut these out in fabric, in leather. In fact, I've cut some out in mount board and I'll show you those shortly. So starting next to me, we've got the Snowman. Then we've got elements from the Gingerbread House. Then we have the Penguin. And going down below, we have the Gingerbread House again, because there's loads of dies on there and I'll show you. And then we've got the Woodland Scene, and then we have the Festive Travels. I haven't got a favourite, at least I'm not going to tell you, but they're all absolutely beautiful, and I think you'll agree they make the most amazing designs. Whether you make baubles to hang from your tree, whether you make tags to hang from presents, whether you actually stitch them onto maybe a table runner, these will add a lot of detail and fun to your Christmas settings, that's for sure. So I'm going to show you the dies in more detail. So here are the dies. So the first one we can look at, this is called the Festive Travels, and you can just see there's a little car on the front of that design there. And if I turn this around, you'll be able to see all the components that make up that beautiful little car with presents and holly. I really love it. And you'll wonder how on earth did I get this on a bauble shape, because if you look at the front, this is on some bunting. And in actual fact, there we do have the Baubles Essentials in a sec. Well, it's the Snowglobe and Baubles. So the next one is the Gingerbread House. This has quite a few elements on it, and you'll probably do what I did and split it up. And again, if I turn it round, you'll be able to see all the bits and bobs that you'll need to create the house with snow on, the little gingerbread man, even the little wreath on the front door, the little chimney. I think it looks like a chef's hat. I'm just thinking our gingerbread man could wear the chef's hat. Again, don't forget, these are your thicker metal dies. Then we're looking at the Woodland Scene. This is absolutely adorable. This has the tree and the reindeer on there, and if you notice, we have that little sort of mountain of snow there. All that is in the set. So this is your fabulous, oh look, I've been using this one, let's turn it round. So don't forget, these are your thicker dies. So lovely reindeer, gorgeous tree. I'm going to show you something that's been made with that shortly. The snow mountain there, and then little bits and pieces to add all your details. This little ring here, which you'll find on a lot of the die sets, is for cutting through the baubles maybe, so you can hang this from your tree. So the next one is the Snowman. I think this is just adorable. It really is. Can you see how beautiful that is? So this has actually been put onto tags. Let me show you the designs. Really, really simple designs to follow and use and create. So we've got the scarf, we've got the arms, the snow again. This is the brim for the hat. This is the wraparound for the scarf, the hat. This is the little ring so you can hang this on from your tree and from a gift if you want to. And that little piece there is the carrot. So you'll see some designs in just a second. Now the last of the actual, what we're going to call storyboards here, is the Penguin, who's absolutely gorgeous. He's just adorable, and he's been put onto an embroidery hoop. I just absolutely love how that's been done. So again, if we turn this around and have a look at the back, you can see all the elements that you need to create that wonderful little penguin. And then here we go, this is the Snowglobe and Bauble Essential Set, and this gives you a good indication of how to use those dies. So if I turn this around, you'll be able to see we've got a snowflake design in there, we've got the hanger for the bauble. This actually makes the shape of the bauble and the snow globe, and then the 2 stands and the little decorative piece there to go onto the snow globe base. So there we are, that's the full set. So it's a set of 6. As I say, you've got 5 stories, but you've got the basics in there which make up the 6th. And you've got a varying amount of dies on there too. So we've got 6 with the snow globes, we've got 10 with the penguin, we've got 9 with the snowman, we've got 5 with the woodland scene, we've got 12 with the gingerbread house, and we've got 10 with the festive travels. Let me show you a couple of items that have been made using those dies. So this is a little tag that I've created with MDF, and in actual fact, all the elements there to make the beautiful festive travels is being cut with mount board. Every single piece has been cut in mount board, and actually it's been coloured in with the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens. So when you get really close up, it actually glimmers adorable. Then I've also made a little card here using our gorgeous little penguin, and of course don't forget we have some gorgeous glitter fabric here, and I've created the snow globe stand with the glitter, and also can you see he's got a glittery hat. Hopefully we're catching the lights there so you can see it. Again, all cut in felt. This has been glued on with our gorgeous collal glue, which is this glue here, and that is a very, very, very useful for sticking the felt down. And then lastly, if I show you a piece of fabric that's been created, we've made a little cone here to hang from your tree, and on the front here is the gingerbread house, and again the cut in felt, cut in the gorgeous glittery fabric as well, which really lends itself to doors and windows and just sort of little elements like that to make your project sparkle. And that will be filled with sweets and hung from the tree for Christmas morning. And then we've got the beautiful quilt, and I really need to show you this. And this has been created from the gingerbread house dies and this woodland scene as well. And I just want I want you to have a quick look at this tree here. Just pick out one of the elements from this beautiful quilt. Look at how this has been created. So that's multiple cuts of the tree to actually give layers of a frosty tree. I think it's adorable. And then if we look at the gingerbread house here, that's absolutely gorgeous. Done the other way to mine, which is interesting, isn't it? And also it's got lots of beads on there and lots of stitchery going on. So it really does depend on how you feel as to what you're going to do, whether it's stitching, whether it's mount board, whether it's just cardstock. Those dies will allow you to do all that, and it's such a beautiful design, and we'll show you a picture of that later. So just to make a quick project then, I've actually cut out some bunting, and all I did was cut out some triangles using our essential dies, the thicker dies again, so I could multiple cut, just 2 passes, and I had one set of green and one set of red pieces of bunting, a little bit of ribbon to attach them all, and I thought wouldn't it be fun to have a little bit of printed design here but then something on the plain green there. So what I've done is I've just turned my iron on ready. So what I've done here is I've top stitched with a little bit of gold thread. You probably won't be able to pick that up, but there's a little bit of gold on there just to add a little bit of sparkly fun. And I've actually pre-cut our our snowman. And I've actually cut it all out in the sort of polka dots. I've got one of the baubles here, the bauble hanging pieces there, that's in the glittery. I'll just pop that down so you can see it. But all the other bits and bobs are cut out in ordinary cotton fabric. That's the glitter fabric there for the snow, which is just perfect, isn't it, for the snow on your designs. And I've backed all this with an adhesive sheet, so that makes it really easy to put on our project. So all I really need to do now is iron this on. Now I cut the bauble thinking that would be fun, but you know what, it's too big for my bunting, but it might be absolutely perfect for your bunting. So give that a go, because I think that would go on a larger piece of bunting beautifully, and of course it blends in with all the polka dot designs. So because this has already got the adhesive sheet on here, I just need to think about building up my design. So before I stick it all down, just in case, I'm going to make sure my snowman fits. So I'm going to put the snow on a quirky angle like this and pop him there. I think that'll be fine. In fact, I could actually iron those down all together. So let's pop that up a little bit more and just iron that down. And even though I'm using that glittery fabric, that will also stick beautifully to my project. So just give that time to actually bond and stick down to your project there. Absolutely super. And then we need to think about how this is going to be layered. So for instance, I know the arms are going to go underneath the scarf. So if I put the arms on next, I'm quite happy with that. Again, I've used that adhesive sheet to actually glue these down on, then that's perfect, because even if you want to do a plique, then you'll be able to stitch over the top of this, no problem at all. So we'll put the nose on, so his little orange nose, again we've got the dye for that, and it gives a little crinkly edge. And that's felt, and it'll take the heat of the iron. Don't forget we've got our hanger there. Now actually we're not going to use the hanger, but I really like it, don't you? I might be tempted just to put that on and treat it as a bit of a design feature. So then we need to think about the hat, so I'll just move the bauble out of the way and pop his hat on. Again, it's got to be a quirky angle, hasn't it? Our gorgeous snowman. And then we've got a little piece of yellow, again it's got the sticky back on there, and if I wanted to afterwards I could do some hand stitching on there, some French knots, quite like French knots, so we could do some French knot work. And again, super easy and speedy to do. I love the fact we're using all polka dot as well, so I just bring his scarf down there, and just there's a little piece there with a fringe on, which is just adorable, it really is. So all I'm going to do is pop that on there and give that an iron. And there we are, that's our project done. So much more you could do with that. Still tempted to put that little piece on there. But look, what else can we do? You could do some hand stitching on there, some beadwork as well, and that's just one part of your bunting done. So just to recap then, what we're looking at is the 5 different designs plus the essential dies for making the snow globes and the baubles, and a quick reminder of what we created using those designs. So all of those are in there. You've got the snowman, the gingerbread house, the penguin. We come down here and then you've got the gingerbread house again, there's so many dies on that set, the woodland scene and the festive travels, and you're going to be able to create some most wonderful designs with those. So happy crafting everybody!